All right, everybody. I'm here tonight with David, the carnivore werewolf. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing, Alia?
I'm good. We just talked a couple days ago. Well, sort of. I'm happy to talk to you, actually have a conversation with you versus everybody in one room. One room.
Right?
Yeah. So
It was a lot of fun though.
yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. I can't wait. I think we're gonna do it again in a couple weeks. Um, but I'm so curious about your story. I'm curious really, you were originally, not originally, but you went vegan at one point, but then changed basically like 360. But I'm curious, why did you start eating a vegan diet?
Originally for health.
Okay.
Truck drivers are some of the most metabolically disastrous, challenged individuals on the planet as far as career fields go. But yeah, I was overweight and not feeling well. And so I was looking for a good diet, as they
Mm-hmm.
say, diet uh, to help me get better.
Yeah.
And I came across those documentaries. I'm sure you've heard of What the Health and Forks Over Knives. Have you heard of those before?
I heard of What the Health, and I try not to watch any documentaries about food.
That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Well, they scared me basically into going vegan. And
Okay.
so I did that for 7 years. Lost 100
Years.
pounds, went from 305 to 205 in 2 years.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, but health wise, I was still having a lot of health issues. So when my heart started giving me problems and I had to go on blood pressure medicine, two blood pressure medicines actually,
Oh,
I
wow.
started looking into other diets. We're back to the diets again.
Yeah.
And I came across Dr. Sean Baker's book, The Carnivore Diet. And
Okay.
I had never heard of the carnivore diet at that point. So I ordered the book, read through it in a day or two, and jumped right in, feet first. Didn't really understand the concept about gradually sinking into it.
Yeah.
I just jumped off the deep end and went full bore.
Oh, awesome. And you said something about a heart condition. What heart condition did you have? What heart? That's very interesting to me, actually, that could have occurred. So, tell me about that a little bit.
Well, when your heart starts racing so fast and it won't
Yeah.
slow down no
Yeah.
matter what, that kind of panics you,
Oh,
especially when you're
sure.
by yourself in a truck in your sleeper cab and you just can't get your heart to settle down. So I went into emergency, what do you call it? Emergency care.
Mm-hmm.
Not a hospital, but one of those 24-hour care centers.
Yeah.
Um, Saw a doctor there. They took an EKG and all that, did a bunch of tests, and came back and said, well, yeah, you have extremely high blood pressure. We need to put you on blood pressure medicine.
Mm, okay.
Then they talked about family history and all that. My mother and my grandmother were both on blood pressure medicine and had high blood pressure. And so I went on blood pressure medicine, lisinopril and atenolol,
Okay.
which did bring the heartbeat down, heart rate
Sure.
down, got my blood pressure under normal conditions. But then I also was having IBS issues. I had GERD. I was diagnosed with GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'd just be driving along and there'd be like a bubbling
Mm-hmm.
coming from around my chest area here near my heart.
Yeah.
And of course, that scared me too,
Mm-hmm.
but ended up going into the doctors again for it. And that's when I got diagnosed with the GERD.
Okay.
And that was another one of those 24-hour care facilities.
Sure.
So I had that.
I'm
I
sorry.
had inflammation. Sorry.
No, no,
I
no, no,
had
no. Keep going.
chronic inflammation, arthritis. My hands, literally, I would be driving and my fingers would cramp up to where I couldn't let go of the steering wheel.
Oh no.
So that's kind of a dangerous thing. Also kind
Sure.
of freaks you out. But No, went on carnivore and reversed all of these conditions, including the GERD.
That's awesome. How long did it take to reverse these things once you started?
Approximately 30 to 45 days for
Oh
everything.
wow. Oh wow. And then were you off your heart meds at that point?
No, I went off my heart meds in, let's say I started carnivore August 1st. So I have
Okay.
my 1 year carniversary coming up here shortly.
Anniversary.
So stoked about it.
Yeah, me too.
Um, in towards the end of April, I went off all my blood pressure medicine. And that was with the doctor weaning me down.
Okay.
So as of, I think it was May, well, by May 10th, which was my birthday, I was completely off everything. So it was just a real quick wean down.
Okay. But that's great. So are you off? You're basically off all meds now.
All meds. I take no
That's
meds
fantastic.
whatsoever.
That's fantastic. Now let's say maybe a vegan would be interested in watching this video. So, and hearing your story, and I hope so. How were you eating as a vegan? Were you clean, like a clean eater, or like eating super processed foods, or how did that go?
It was kind of 50-50. I'd eat whole foods, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, legumes. But I would also throw in things like Impossible Burgers or Beyond Burgers or Beyond Meatballs. Um, Lots of tofu, lots
Okay.
and lots of tofu.
Uh-huh.
And the thing about tofu, it takes on whatever flavor you're cooking it in or with,
Okay. Okay.
but it just, it's a psychological thing. It masks the flavor. So
Okay.
you think you're eating one thing, but you're really not. You're still eating
Sure.
soy.
Sure. Yeah. I don't think I've ever eaten that in my life. I don't think I've ever bitten into tofu ever. Um,
Wouldn't recommend it.
okay. I won't then. Okay, so how are you eating now? Like when you started and yeah, how did that progress? How are you eating?
I generally eat twice a day, sometimes
Okay,
three. It just depends on how I feel.
sure.
Always listen to your body. Don't just
Yes,
eat because oh, it's time to eat. Don't do that. That is
right.
one of the biggest traps that people fall into.
Sure.
So I eat generally twice a day. I eat steak. I eat ground beef. I eat bacon. I eat eggs, seafood, especially ass seafood and small seafood. We were
Oh,
talking
okay.
about that the other day.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't think I would like sardines. I was afraid of trying sardines my whole life. I'm 54 years old. I finally tried sardines this year. I love them.
Oh, awesome.
Absolutely love them. Same with mackerel. Same with mackerel.
Holy mackerel.
Right?
That's great. I liked sardines and then I tried a sardine fast and I think there was something wrong with the oil that it was in. So I'm gonna have to I'll do that again. I'll try it again. I'll try them if I can find them in water.
Yeah, I was going to say, I always recommend people eat them in water, or
Yeah.
if you do have to end up getting the ones in olive oil, just wash them off, wash the
Yeah.
oil off.
That's probably what I'll do because I bought so many cans of sardines and they're literally just sitting in my kitchen right now. So maybe I'll just wash them.
Yeah, Wendy from Loving It on Keto, she kind of did
Yeah.
the same thing. She bought a whole ton of sardines in olive oil, and she's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat them, but she washes them off in water.
Okay. It's a good idea. Um, so since you're a trucker, how do you handle eating? How do you handle like do you go shopping? Like how do you have a refrigerator? How does this work?
I am thankful and grateful to work for a company that provides a refrigerator for my truck and a inverter so that I can run an electric skillet, a
Mm,
microwave. I have a few other appliances, so I can cook on the truck.
Oh, wow.
I go to Walmart in general because as a
Mm-hmm.
truck driver, there's only so many places you can get an 18-wheeler into when it
Right.
comes to shopping time.
Right.
Walmart, that's kind of a go-to for truckers.
Okay.
Um, but that's where I shop and get the majority of my food. It's not that expensive because I'm not buying all the other crap that I used to.
Right.
So you cut the sugar out, you cut the carbs out, and your bill goes way down.
It's so crazy. That's amazing. You think that it would be the opposite. People think it's the opposite, but it's like not.
It's not. It definitely is not. You will save money going carnivore, or even, as I like to tell people, some type of ketogenic low carb way of eating.
Right.
And carnivore is part of the ketogenic community.
Yes.
It's a higher end of it, but it's still people need to eat what is right according to their own body. And I was talking to Nicole about this when we did our interview,
Hmm.
and like I told her, what you can eat depends on not only what you've been eating, but also what your parents ate, what their
Hmm.
parents ate. That will help determine what your body can tolerate versus someone who can't tolerate the same foods.
Right.
And it does make a difference as far as genetic makeup. When you're being born, those markers are in you from your parents and their parents and their parents' parents.
Right. Yeah, totally
And
makes
people are like,
sense.
well, why can't I have this? But you can. It's like, because your family grew up different. So they were eating differently, which means you eat differently.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I agree completely. And it's from trying to do different things of eating, you can see what works for you and you can see what doesn't work for you. And for me, salad doesn't work for me. I thought something was wrong with my digestion because I would see my salad in the toilet.
Right?
But I don't see my steaks in the toilet.
Nope.
You don't see the
No,
eggs in the toilet.
I used to love salad, and I
Yeah,
always thought I was eating healthy at the
yeah,
truck stops when I would order a big salad.
right.
Nope.
No, no,
Nope.
no, no. I mean, if people want to eat vegetables
Fiber,
and yeah, totally. I mean, if people want to eat them, they
don't need
can.
it.
I'm not against it, but I understand. I I'm sorry. I usually ask more questions, but you just reminded me when I was pregnant, some people were talking about becoming vegan, and at least they didn't push it. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? I'm literally only wanting to eat cheeseburgers. I'm not, no, talk to me after I have a baby. Luckily, they didn't. But like, I love meat so much all my life. I love cheeseburgers and carne asada tacos. You can't, every time my was like body was in pain or something, I knew that I would eat a hamburger and I would feel better. It was just all the other
Right?
stuff that I shouldn't have been eating. At least I was that, at least like a little bit intuitive, enough intuitive to know that, oh, if I eat that, my headache will go away.
Right?
Yeah.
Food, it's the old saying, let food be thy medicine.
Yes. Yes. You do talk about that on your channel. It's true.
Yes.
It's true. And not the wrong food. So, uh, now I'm curious, what are your thoughts on this? Why do you think that people are being brainwashed on how to eat versus the last 50 years?
Ah,
Have I opened a
yeah.
can of worms?
No, no, this is something I'm not afraid to talk about, and I do talk
Okay.
about
Okay.
it. There's a lot of special interest when it comes to food, when it comes to finances. These politicians, especially, they're invested in these companies. They actually have money invested. So they want those companies to succeed. All these processed food companies that are out there, they got a ton of money flowing into them from politicians.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have vegan activists that push the agenda based on the animal suffering aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And we both know that in order for humans to eat, and it's been this way for millions of years. I don't care what
Mm-hmm.
anyone says.
Right.
An animal has to die in order for humans to eat, whether you're carnivore, whether you're vegan, even,
Mm-hmm.
with the exception of if you grow your own food, if you're vegan and you use no pesticides, you don't disturb the ground when you're plucking your vegetables forth from the earth, then you're not going to kill anything. But we know realistically that does not happen. Most
Right.
vegans do not have their own garden,
Right.
and they do buy from the grocery stores and the large companies.
Mm-hmm.
But yet they say, oh, I have no murder on my plate, no blood on
Yeah.
my plate. And it's like, yes, you do. You know, the millions of animals that are killed in the cultivation of crops,
Right.
but they turn a deaf ear when you start talking to them about it. They don't want to hear it.
Sure. Yeah,
So
I
more,
understand why people want to be right in how they think they're doing things, but yeah, we need to understand all aspects of it. Everyone needs to understand all aspects of it.
and it also comes down to the rulers, the royalty, as they like to call themselves sometimes even. They eat meat.
Mm-hmm.
They want the peasants to eat the mush.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really funny. In fact, they just had a big summit where they were talking about all the climate change issues, the politicians from all over the world,
Yeah,
and saying everyone should be switching to a plant-based way of eating and blah, blah, blah. But yet they were being served filet mignon in their meetings.
it's very
Hello?
interesting. Yeah,
It's like, it's one thing if you're going to say, okay, we need you to do this and I'm adopting this as well. We're just, but no, it's like, no, you need to do this. I'm going to continue eating my meat, getting
right.
healthy, staying healthy, and out of the hospital.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
medical profession,
exactly.
the pharmaceutical profession, especially, wants you to be sick. They do not make profit if you are healthy,
Sure,
period.
sure, sure. I mean, they just need to stick to like kid falls down, breaks his arm, fix the arm. Mama is pregnant, get the baby out. Like
Absolutely.
going into labor, get the baby out. And that when I've been to various hospitals, but that's my favorite part of the hospital is where the babies are. And like,
Well, that's understandable. You're a
yeah,
mother.
yeah, exactly. But it's also like if you go to a hospital, that's where the people are the happiest. We'll just stick to that. Like, let's fix the broken arms, let's fix the broken bones. I mean, and let's that's if people were healthy, they would have a lot more work, even in that area. That's what I think, because people would be making more babies. They'd be
Right?
like not watching so much TV and they'd be making more babies. And anyways, that's my mom perspective.
Well, the powers that be also like the idea of population control too.
Oh
They really
yeah.
don't want people having too many babies right now.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. I was just thinking about that. It's a whole thing. Like you have these people, I'm not even gonna bring up the vegans who are eating like healthy, because I think that they're trying to eat healthy. I think they think they're trying to eat healthy, how they're eating. But I understand all the people that have gone from vegan all the way over to carnivore, like yourself. However, let's just talk about the people on the standard American diet. All the brain fog from the sugar. Um, you just want to sit down and watch TV. I know because I was there also when I had all the IBS. You have the brain
Oh,
fog, the
absolutely.
IBS. You just want to sit now almost every day I'm outside. At least once a day, I'm trying to get outside with the kids at the pool or at the park or something. But before, just feeling so bad, you just don't, you're like, oh, I'll do the pool tomorrow. I'll go to the park tomorrow. I'll just sit down and watch some TV
Always
now.
putting it off.
Yeah. And now
Yep.
I don't put it off. Even this afternoon, I was like, we're going to the pool, telling my kids, and my son who's 6 is like watching TV. I'm like, we're not watching more TV. We're going to the pool. So, but
Right? We're not
when
going to
you're,
be couch potatoes today.
yeah, that's exactly a total side effect of the carnivore diet. Cause I love movies and I love TV, but now I don't. I love movies still to go out. Um, but I'm thinking it's
Hmm.
back to your point, like the people that are eating the steak want people like us to just sit down in front of the TV and put food in our mouth and like follow like sheeply in a sheepy manner.
Yep.
Because if we're then you're like being programmed by the TV or like easier to control or your phone or whatever. I mean, we're going a little philosophical here. I don't usually talk about this stuff, but I'm glad to talk to you about my thoughts on this.
Absolutely. I am free to open and talk about anything.
Yeah. So I'm just happy that there's a way to eat that I wish I would have realized like so many years ago. That's the
Absolutely.
best for people to be healthy and, you know, do better things, more productive things in their lives. Yeah.
It's like Dr. Kiltz says, Robert Kiltz.
Yeah.
You're familiar with him, right?
Mm-hmm.
The masters eat the meat, the slaves eat the mush.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two principles right there.
Okay.
And if you look at it that way, it makes 100% sense.
Sure.
When it comes to controlling the people.
Sure. Absolutely. I agree. Wholeheartedly.
Right?
Yeah. So on your channel, is your purpose of your channel like to try to reach out to other truck drivers or just anybody?
Partially, yes.
Okay.
Anybody, but definitely my brother and sister truck drivers.
Right.
We are one of the most, like I said, metabolically unhealthy set of individuals on the face of the planet as far as profession goes.
Yeah.
And there's a little story behind that too. My best friend, he was metabolically a disaster.
Mm-hmm.
And he bent over to pet a dog and he died at 40 years old from a massive heart attack.
Oh, wow.
And that's one of the reasons why I've been pushing to get the message out there to my fellow truck drivers.
Right.
That you need to be healthy because
Right.
you don't know when your time is going to come. If you keep going the way you're going, if you keep having all the health issues that you're having and you don't fix them, and you can fix them by the food you eat for the majority of problems.
Right.
Even when a lot of vegans, they think they're doing the right thing for ethical reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And it's part of the brainwashing. You're shown all the documentaries of all the suffering of the animals, and an animal has to die for you to eat, and that's not right. They have a life too, and they're a sentient being, and blah, blah, blah. But like I said, they only care about certain sentient beings, not all sentient beings. They pick and choose. And to me, that's hypocrisy.
Sure.
So they're not healing themselves. Yeah, when they were on the standard American diet, or the standard atrocious diet, as Dr. Lisa Wiedemann calls it.
Yeah.
They had health issues.
Right.
They went vegan and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to start cutting out all the processed crap, no matter what diet you go on. That's why I always say diets work so long as you follow them, because you're going to stop eating processed crap. You're going to cut the sugar. A lot of the diets, you'll cut the carbs, not all. A lot of the vegan ways of eating, they want you to carb up. And that's actually screwing your body up. And then they find that out later in life. And it's like, oh, I'm no longer vegan. This is why.
Right.
So it comes back to, if you're going to be vegan, I understand the ethical concept, but we do agree all animals should be treated the best they can be,
right,
until it's time for them to be slaughtered for food,
right,
the way it's been going on for millions of years.
Sure.
The whole real vegan movement really didn't start till around the 60s and 70s, closer to the 70s.
Yeah, exactly.
And I tell people, you cannot be healthy eating according to a philosophy, which is what veganism is. You are eating according to a philosophy that is going away from human existence and the way that our ancestors have been eating all this time.
Right.
And you wonder why you have medical issues. You wonder why you have diabetes. You wonder why. There's always a, well, why do I have this? I've been eating vegan. I've been so good.
Mm-hmm.
One gal on my channel said she had been vegan for 25 years and had just switched to carnivore.
Oh, wow.
They get close to the point where they get scared of dying.
Okay.
That's when they switch. Okay, something's not going right. My
Right.
body's all screwed up.
Yeah.
Granted, I've done this to myself, but I thought I was doing the right thing.
Right.
And I'm sorry, you weren't. I can understand the ethical concept.
Right.
And it's okay for some people to eat some vegetables, some fruits, some nuts, seeds, legumes, because they can, but others
Right.
can't.
Sure.
It's not a one size fits all.
Yeah.
Even with
Yeah.
carnivore,
Sure.
one size doesn't fit all. Lion
Sure.
diet, one size doesn't fit all, but it works for some people that can only eat that way, like Michaela Peterson.
Right.
She is a great example.
Sure.
Dante from Ferrigno Freedom,
Mm-hmm.
he eats the lion diet, and that has been the best for him.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
eat carnivore. A lot of people eat carnivore. A lot of people eat ketovore, eat
Mm-hmm.
keto. And I say, stay within a low carb, ketogenic way of eating. You're going to improve your health no matter what.
Yeah.
And if you have a few more health issues that aren't clearing up the way you're eating, go up a level. I always tell them, go up a level. If you're keto, go to ketovore. If you're
Mm-hmm.
ketovore, go to carnivore. Carnivore to lion diet. And you're going to climb that ladder. And what wasn't cutting out here with the health issues more than likely will here.
Right. Yeah, I
Especially when
agree.
it comes to inflammation.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't know what I ate. I went to like this fair this weekend. So 2 weeks ago, I cut out cheese. And then this weekend, I just wanted to cut it out for July. I ate some cheese. I ate some other stuff, but nothing with carbohydrates. And then Saturday, I had some like spicy salsa. And then 2 days later, I'm like, oh, my back. All of a sudden, oh, this is what it felt like 4 months ago.
It's like, why would I do this to myself again?
Why did I do this to myself? But it was really, I'm like, oh man. So if I just stick to like beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, I'm golden. I want to eventually get coffee out, but I'm more just like not ready for that withdrawal phase from coffee.
Oh, I understand. And some people drink coffee, some people don't. I got no
Yeah.
problem with it either way.
Oh, I don't. Yeah.
If it works for you, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the last thing you need to cut out. If you've
Yeah.
got more health issues you want resolved, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't claim to be.
Yeah. I mean, I just want to because I've 23 years I've been drinking coffee, and I think that if I don't drink coffee, I start like going through withdrawal. So I know that I need to get unaddicted to it.
That's the whole thing I tell people when it comes to withdrawal from caffeine.
Yeah.
Yes, you're going to go through withdrawals. It's just a fact of life. It's a
Right.
physical thing. You're cutting this out of your body that you've been putting into it. And by the way, caffeine, there is zero requirement in the human body to have
Right.
caffeine in it.
Sure.
It is a foreign substance to our body. So yeah, you're going to go through withdrawals. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just I'm blunt. I used to
It's
drink
true.
coffee. I don't anymore. I cut out all caffeine. I used to drink energy drinks all the time, 2 to 3 a day.
Oh, wow.
On average, 2. They're tasty. They're great when you're driving. You know, you think you're getting that energy, got to keep going.
Yeah.
But I found out I have more energy when I cut the caffeine out and went carnivore. I've got more energy than I don't know what to do with. And I require less sleep now than I used to as well. I can get 4 hours of sleep and I'm fully recharged, ready to go the next day.
That's
Up and at 'em and
amazing.
I'm gone.
That's awesome. I'm not there yet, but I'm glad you brought up sleep. My sleep is very much improved. Have you noticed, in addition to only needing to sleep 4 hours, like has your sleep improved?
Tremendously. I go into deep sleep. I have dreams. Like last night when I went to bed, it was about, I'm going to say around 10:30-ish or so.
Yeah.
And my nighttime routine is I will take a hydration capsule from Redmond's Relight, and
Okay.
it's got magnesium in it. I'll take that, and it'll knock me out till it's time for my alarm to go off early in the morning.
Okay. Oh,
So
wow.
come 5 o'clock in the morning, alarm goes off. I'm in the middle of a dream, and I just wake up and it's 5 a.m. already, time to go. And I slept that entire time
That's awesome.
beautifully.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
I used to
Everybody
have
has.
nightmares.
Oh, wow. Nightmares are definitely not as fun as dreams.
No, especially when you wake up in the middle of the night all sweating and going blah, 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 blah.
Oh, yeah. And then you're like, one eye open, where am I? Where am I?
Yep. Or the real creepy one, you're laying there in bed and you kind of feel somebody sit down right next to you and they're not even there.
Oh, man. Is that a nightmare that you have? That would terrify me.
Yeah, I used to, not
Oh,
anymore.
wow. I used to have a few times like as not sitting next to me, but like talking to me, and it would wake me up out of my dream. Like as if they were sitting next to me, but not really, but talking to me. So I don't think I've had any of those since I've had kids because they sleep in my bed. So I always have people around me. But oh
Awesome.
yeah. um yeah, that I'm glad you're having dreams and not nightmares anymore. No, sleep is so much better now and so much easier to just like fall asleep. Um, I have two non-carnivore questions.
Absolutely.
One, how many states have you been to?
All.
All.
Hmm.
So
Including Alaska and Hawaii.
nice. Oh wow. But you didn't drive. Did you drive to Alaska? Can you drive? Yeah, you can drive to Alaska.
You can drive to Alaska. No, I haven't driven to Alaska. I've driven in Alaska.
Okay.
Um, no, you can't drive to Hawaii. That'd be kind of a wet ride.
Yeah. I guess you could take a boat. Put your semi on a boat. I don't think that'd be a really big boat.
That'd be an expensive ride.
That would be expensive.
But yes, and I've driven in Hawaii as well. Island of Maui.
Oh wow. That's awesome. I haven't been to every state. I'm gonna have to do that. I definitely want to go to Alaska. Um,
Alaska's totally worth it.
it seems so beautiful, even though it's cold.
It is. It is.
Um, why did you start truck driving? What drew you to truck driving?
Well, 18 years ago, because I've been driving for 18 years now, trucks.
Yeah.
Before that, I had an emergency road service and towing business,
Okay.
and we encountered some problems with a partner, and I ended up having to close the business and needed something that brought in really good money real quick. And so I went to truck driving school for 3 weeks, hired on with Swift Transportation, and they trained me for the first year, and been on my own ever since.
Oh, nice. So on your own, but you work for a company. I don't know how it works. You
I
work
work
with,
for a company.
oh, okay. I understand. Oh, the Swift Transportation is a training company, and then you can get placed in a company.
Swift actually is one of the largest truckload carriers in the nation,
Oh, wow.
but they had their own truck driving school.
Okay.
So their deal is, okay, it's about $5,000 to go to truck driving school,
Okay.
and we'll go ahead and put you through. And if you work for us for a year, then your school's paid off.
Oh,
So
nice.
you don't need
Eh,
to pay it.
That's nice. But do they pay you also while you're working for a year? Or oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I don't work for free.
Yeah. Wow, that's great. So what? is the main stuff you haul around the States? Or is it different?
The main stuff. Do I haul the stuff around?
Yeah.
The majority of what I haul is office furniture and water heaters for the most
Oh,
part.
okay.
I also haul those big paper rolls. I mean, I call them King Kong butt wipes.
I've been to a publishing house before, so I know what you're talking about. They're huge. King Kong butt
Yes,
pipes.
they are.
That's great because I was imagining you were like lugging chickens or milk around.
No, I do not.
That seems that would be annoying if that were the case. Chickens, people do that, so there you go.
Oh, it's got to be done. Someone's got to do it.
Yeah,
Same with hauling the live cattle and pigs and everything. It's got to be done.
yeah, totally. It probably smells bad though, right?
Yeah. Sometimes I'm just so fortunate when they park next to me in the truck stop.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Where are you right now?
Right now, I am in Redding, California.
Oh, okay. And
Heading to
where?
LA.
Nice, nice. California is not my favorite place. I did live in San Francisco, and that was my favorite place 20 years ago, but
I do not like California.
no. What's your favorite state? Or top three?
Ooh, top three. We're gonna go with Texas. I'm from Texas originally.
I love Texas. Okay.
Texas is awesome.
Texas is awesome.
I was born in El Paso.
Okay.
I like Nebraska. Iowa. Iowa's nice too.
Oh wow. Wow. I haven't been to Iowa or Nebraska, so I need to get on it at some point. But if I ever move back to the States, I'm moving back to Texas. That's what I keep
There you
telling my
go.
husband.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm not going back to Chicago.
No,
Sorry,
I hate Chicago.
Mom. You do?
I hate Chicago.
Oh no. It's
Some of the
beautiful.
worst, some of the worst drivers though.
Oh.
So rude.
Yes. I concur.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. So I know when we were chatting back and forth, did you have any specific questions for me?
For you,
Yeah,
how long ago did you move to Colombia?
I moved here almost 7 years ago, but I did live here for a year before, and then I went back home and then I came back here. Yeah. When my son
Right on.
turns 7 this year. Oh, okay. No. It's 7 years total. 7 years total when my son turns 7.
Nice.
Yeah.
And the other day when we were all talking, I know you had mentioned the word you're a contractor of some type, right?
Yeah. I
What
work.
kind of general contracting do you do?
Oh, well, okay, no, different. Okay. Let me explain. No, I'm a 1099 person. That's what a contractor, not like, just to clarify, I don't have a construction company.
Okay. What do you do?
Oh, I research real estate in Illinois.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
In Illinois,
Yeah.
Columbia for Illinois. Okay.
I mean, it's
That
just
works.
I can do it. Yeah, I can do it from here. So we do both. My husband and I would do that.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Hey, you should pop your husband on. We never see him.
Yeah, I asked him last night when he wanted to, and I haven't gotten an answer yet, but right now he's talking to somebody else on the phone.
Gotcha.
I promise. Oh, I have a short with him in it. I do have a short with him in it. I'm like,
Oh,
finally
cool.
got you on my YouTube channel. He's like cutting some ribs or something that we were cooking in a barrel.
Ooh, ribs.
Yeah.
One of my
So
favorite
good.
cuts of meat.
It was ribs. It might have been ribs or it was chicharron, pork belly. But ribs are good. I forgot if it was ribs or chicharron, but it was really good.
Ribs are
So-
awesome.
oh, they're so good. So of all of your foods, what's your favorite food now?
Ribs,
Oh, okay. There you go.
hands down ribs. And I just found something out not too long ago. Have you heard of a restaurant chain called Black Bear Diner?
No.
Well, they have them out here, and they got them at my home location in Beaverton, Oregon. They got them in California. They got them in a couple other places. They serve ribs,
Oh, wow.
and they're good. Surprising, but they're good.
Yeah. Oh man. No, I miss ribs from the States. It's definitely different here. Like how it like falls off the bone and so good. But I think that I would have a problem finding it without loaded full of sugar and sauces.
I luck out because some of the places I go to, there's a place in Texas. They've got a bunch of them down there called what's it called? Texas Best Smokehouse.
Okay.
And they have the absolute best ribs I've ever had. They're all fatty all the time. They're brisket, fatty. They have a real light rub they put on them. They put, if you don't want sauce, no sauce, not
Oh,
a problem.
great.
I just use Redmond's real salt.
Yeah.
But absolutely fantabulous. Fantabulous.
You're making me want to move back to Texas. Oh,
I'm in
man.
Texas a lot.
Yeah. Lucky duck. Lucky duck. But it's beautiful
I
here.
say so.
Yeah. The people were so nice there. That was the thing I noticed, that the people were like crazy nice. I mean, Colombians are super nice also. I read one where it's
Good.
like the happiest, the nicest people in South America are the Colombians, and I concur. But when I was in Texas, I was like, oh, these people are so nice, and they all have guns.
Right?
That's why everyone's so nice.
Right? It's like, yeah, say the wrong thing. Uh-huh. I know you got a gun. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah. No, it's just like in California, people don't say hi to you walking down the street, but in Texas they do.
Not generally. No.
Yeah, but I noticed in Texas they do. So that was very nice. Here you say hi to everybody walking down the street. Good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's just normal. You're rude if you don't say hi.
Good.
Yeah, yeah,
Interaction.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
good.
It's a great thing. Maybe getting people to eat the right foods, they will see the people in front of them when they're walking down the street and say hi.
Right? Instead of the here's the cell phone. It's like, uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The scared all of a sudden. What's that? No, oh man. Yeah. So do you foresee that you will be doing this way of eating forever or what?
I will be staying within a ketogenic way of eating forever.
Great. Great. I like that answer. I like that answer. Because like I don't know, what if I want to eat a pickle? Or
I do eat
something.
pickles from time to time. That is the one fruit that I will eat.
Right. And it's
And then
fermented.
and berries once in a blue moon.
Okay. Yeah, it's and I haven't wanted a pickle yet, but I'm leaving my options open.
If you do, and I'm just saying if you do,
Yeah.
I highly recommend organic pickles because they
Okay.
don't have polysorbate 80 in them.
Okay.
Now, Dr. Ken Berry, I asked him about polysorbate 80.
Yeah.
And the answer he gave was kind of twofold, kind of like, well, there could be some problems with it health-wise, maybe, but it's like a 1% of your problem. When you got
Okay.
your percentages of health problems,
Yeah.
that's probably 1%. So something you really shouldn't worry about. Now, even having said that,
Yeah.
I still try to stick with organic pickles because my
Okay.
philosophy that I've come up with for myself as an individual, everyone has to eat according to their own way.
Right.
If you're eating something that has a number in it for ingredients, like polysorbate 80, 80,
Right.
that's probably not a natural or good thing for your body,
Yeah.
but that's just me.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Totally. What do you think about foods that have more than 2 ingredients? Should you eat them?
It depends on what the ingredients are.
Okay.
If you have to
What?
go to a dictionary or look up Google to see what's in your food, you probably shouldn't be eating it.
Right. Right. Yeah, exactly. Luckily, the culture here is a bit different, but I'm just gonna interject again. We had some friends over the weekend, and they're Colombian, but one guy is also like Colombian American, and he was like, I'm so happy to see that your kids are like in shape and thin, because even within the Colombian culture, the food situation is totally different. And I even just found this out when he told me that Colombians are like to see that the kids are chubby.
No.
And that's like, I guess, a sign of health. And I'm so happy my kids are not chubby, because I was a fat little kid for the most part. I grew out of that and then got fat again after having my own kids, or later in late 20s, I started putting on some weight. But I'm happy that my kids are not fat little kids. I'm happy that they are fit, athletic, eat meat, eat
That's a
eggs.
good thing.
It's a great thing. They're not perfect. I'm not going to go to a kid's birthday and say they can't have cake,
No. No.
like, then it's just going to be a bigger problem in the future. But I'm happy that they're at least educated. We had ribs for dinner, and eggs and scrambled eggs. And my daughter was like she's like, where's the soft part? Like, she wants to eat the fat, and then she wants to eat the eggs. And it just makes me happy.
Oh, good. Oh, she likes to eat the fat.
Yeah, she loves it. She loves it. She's always saying, give me the soft part.
Right on. Holy
Yeah.
Spock on a tribble.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, exactly. She's 5. So, but no, they're like, I'll send you photos later. I'm setting them up for something I didn't have, and I'm happy about that.
I
And
think
it's
that's
not,
awesome.
yeah, and it's not that I don't blame my parents at all, by the way, on how I was eating. My mom has been plant-based for 11 years, but before that, it was standard American and
That's how
McDonald's,
I
and
grew up. Yep,
yeah,
that's how I grew up. Standard American, but that's what our parents knew. That's what
yeah,
was normal back then. It was,
right,
fear the fat, eat
yeah,
lean this, eat lean that.
right,
Um, but we all know now that that information was based on falsified data.
right. Yeah, exactly. And that cholesterol is good for you. Dr. Chafee was talking about how cholesterol is like, your body's made of cholesterol. How is it bad for you? And I'm like, oh, duh.
And it's logic. It's
Yeah,
absolute logic.
right. Totally.
And they're actually finding that those that have lower cholesterol are more susceptible to heart attacks and stroke than those who have higher.
Yeah. And it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, just vested interests that don't give a shit
Yep.
about you.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
It's the almighty dollar,
Yeah.
and it's power.
Right.
Power over the people.
Right.
Sorry.
Sorry.
It's just the way I see it.
Right. Right.
I
Yeah.
come from a government family, so I kind of have a little insight there.
Okay. So it's not just conspiracy theories we're talking about?
No.
Yeah, no. I mean, I want to do my channel. Originally, I started it the day I started carnivore. I started my channel so that I could document myself, basically. But then, like, it just occurred to me that we need to talk about this. More and more people need to talk about this, because maybe my viewpoint won't resonate with you, but maybe it'll resonate with like some other people, and maybe I can help them. Or maybe your viewpoint and what you're communicating about will resonate to 10 other people, and maybe they'll start talking about it. It's like this grassroots thing, and we just have to like take responsibility for each other. And I think YouTube's a
Yep.
great way to do that.
I think it is as well. Originally, when I started my YouTube channel, I started it as a vegan trucker. So I was American vegan trucker. I was
Oh,
going to make this
wow.
whole big deal, build a brand, all this, it's like blah, blah, blah. But something just didn't feel right when I was doing it. So I held off.
Okay.
And
Okay.
now I know why. because
Right.
I was supposed to do it with carnivore instead.
Okay.
And so now I've been building a brand with Carnivore Werewolf everywhere.
That's great. And you've got your shirts, right?
Yeah, this is the newest one.
Oh, I don't have my glasses on. Sorry. Give me a second here. Oh, I love
Meat, meat
it.
fuels your beast. Carnivore Werewolf, carnivorewerewolf.com with the claw marks right into the side of
Yeah,
the mountain.
I love it. So people can order those on your YouTube channel directly, right?
Yeah, it's blah, blah, blah. It's on my Instagram and my Facebook and my bio, or they can just go to carnivorewerewolf.com and it brings up all my links, including my carnivore shirts, which I have
Okay.
9 designs out right now.
Oh, awesome. So people can choose plenty. They can
Mhm.
choose any. I might have to buy one, but it'll never get to me. So
Colombia.
yeah. The US Postal Service never gets here. I think I got a letter from the IRS like a year later.
Mhm.
Like those checks they were sending out. Like the check went to my bank account, but then they sent me a letter about it. And I'm like,
Well,
this is very funny.
it eventually got to you. It's like, well, let's track her around the world. Oh, there she
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Oh my God. But the during that time period, those checks, you know what I'm
Right.
talking
I
about.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Um, yeah. So maybe when I go to the US next year, I've got to order some shirts
Right.
from various people.
Now are you gonna be at by chance Keto Palooza this fall?
No, I'm planning on going next summer to visit my family in Illinois. So
Nice.
yeah, no, I would love to go to those things, but then I'm like, no, I would
Well,
love to.
it's a
I would
little
love
far
to.
for you.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. It's like the planes and the all that stuff.
Yep.
This is
I
just
know when
water.
Dr. Anthony Chafee travels from Australia to go places in the US, it takes him hours upon
Right,
hours.
right.
Like 18 hours, I think he said was the average or something like that.
And he's
I
probably
mean,
paying
it's
like flights that I won't pay for and can't
right.
pay for. And it's 18 hours. Because I last year when I visited, I think it was $500 round trip. But it was like 24 hours with all the layovers to get there. But if I just
Right.
paid like an expensive flight, it's like a more expensive flight. It's 8 hours direct.
Yeah.
So
Flights are not cheap.
no, no. Yeah, so I'm waiting
Now,
until next year.
that's another thing too. I mean, this is a community. And a
Right.
friend of mine, Steve Sims, he wrote a book, No Brainer Carnivore. Don't know if you've heard of it.
No, 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 no. But that would be easier for me. But everybody else can see it.
And it's big writing too.
Oh, nice.
Um, he liked my message I was putting out there for truck drivers.
Yeah.
And so he gifted me 20 copies of his book to hand out as I see fit when I find
Oh,
a driver that I think
wow.
would benefit from it.
That's
Mhm.
awesome. That's so nice. Can you get that on
Absolutely.
Amazon? I can download books on
Yes.
Amazon.
Yes.
Okay.
You can get it from Amazon.
Is it also an audiobook?
That I don't know.
Okay, but I can at least
That
download
I
it to my Kindle.
yeah, yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, I have run out of questions. I know
You
we could
have
literally just talk all night.
absolutely. You're easy to talk with.
Oh, thank you. Actually, I do have one question. And this is not to
Mhm.
be like weird or whatever, but does it get lonely
Sure.
on the road?
No, not
No?
with this community. No.
Oh, okay.
Now, if I didn't have the carnivore keto community,
Yeah.
yeah, it'd be kind of lonely.
Okay. Yeah,
And
I
before I had
understand.
the vegan community, but they
Okay.
just kind of weren't as nice. So
That's
there
really
were there were
funny.
there was a lot of vegan policing going on within the community. Kind of
Oh,
like in the carnivore community, they've been trying the carnivore policing.
yeah.
And I think you were on the when I said I think on the live the other day we were all on with
Yeah.
Nicole.
Yeah.
I believe I said I created a T-shirt for the carnivore police. And that is one of my designs. And it says carnivore police up here in big letters. And it says, it's got a police vehicle. Then it says, exercise authority over your own food.
Oh, I love that. That's a great shirt. That's a great shirt. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think there's only like a few of them that you hear about, but no, be low carb, eat close to zero carbs as possible or no carbs, and you're gonna be successful. I'm glad to hear that you're not lonely. I always wonder about truck drivers that drive by themselves like 10 hours a day and
No,
stuff like that.
I stay out on average for 2 months at a time. Then I go
Okay.
home for 5 days, see the wife and dog. And yeah, that's kind of how it works.
Okay. And how does your wife, does she ever go out with you on the road?
She used to, until we lost our little dog.
Okay.
We had a Chihuahua named Flacco. He was the world to her. And so she had to deal with that passing.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she was ready for another dog, we found another puppy, and that's Jackson.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you've seen my pictures of him that I
I
post
did.
from time to time.
He's like a black dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Black dog, blue eyes, just beautiful.
Oh, beautiful.
And he's just about ready to come out on the truck. So they'll be coming out here maybe a month or two, maybe, possibly. We'll see.
Oh, that'd be nice. I would love to talk to your wife if we did another video, if she's out with you.
Right?
Yeah. Does she eat how you eat?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
She eats the standard American diet.
Okay.
And lots of ice cream.
Ice cream, I understand, is very addictive. Very
It
addictive.
is.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
But each person has to eat according to their own way and what is best for them. And that includes psychologically as well.
Right. Oh, sure. Yeah. And you got to get yourself to a point where you got to change how you're feeling about food before you can change, or you got to change, like you got to have some reason to change.
That's one of the reasons why I'm trying to live by example.
Okay.
It's like, yes, I eat this way. It's like, oh, how do you get those results? Oh, how did you do it? It's like, then I can start talking about it with people.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not difficult.
No.
It really isn't. And the shirts I use as conversation starters.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Believe you me, they do start some conversations.
Sure. I mean, I think like if I hadn't been studying this for such a long time before and I saw your shirt, I'd be like, what's a carnivore? And probably a lot of people say that. What is a carnivore?
They do. And then that gives me an opportunity to start talking to them about it.
That's great. I am glad. Oh, I do have one more question. So I was listening with your videos, and you said you found like God, you found religion by eating meat. Can you explain that a little bit more? I mean, I might have totally just said that stupidly, but can you explain that?
No. You can never say anything stupidly.
Okay.
It may be, what can I say? Meat did not lead me to God. No.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
It's like, I found the meat God.
My husband says we're the church of steak.
Right?
Yes.
Right? Sign me up. Sign me up. Hallelujah. Pass the plate. No, when it comes to religion, sorry, I just saw somebody throw a garbage bag out their window. Lazy drivers sometimes.
Sure.
Kids throwing their McDonald's out the window.
Right.
Anyway, when it comes to religion, all right.
We don't have to go too deep into this. We don't have to go.
We're just going to go through a Cliff Notes version here,
okay.
real quick.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was raised as a Lutheran. Then when I was a teenager, I rebelled. Then I didn't do anything with religion. Then I became a Christian in 1990.
Okay.
Did that for 5 years. And then I dropped out of it because it was just getting too political.
Okay.
And then I started delving into paganism and
Okay.
witchcraft.
That's interesting. That's an interesting turn of events.
Right? I
Yeah.
was a witch for a while.
Okay.
Then I went back to just, I have a belief in God and that's it. I got
Okay.
my belief, you got your belief, that's the way it
Right.
goes. And then this last year, when I was having the health issues, switched over to carnivore. I was doing a lot of praying because I didn't want to die.
Okay.
So I was trying to get back closer to God and understanding how things worked as far as my life goes.
Okay.
So then I started getting back into the Bible again. And then I
Okay.
started researching, because people, vegans especially, they'll tell you, God, if you're a Christian, God does not want you to eat the animals. God says, thou shalt not kill. That includes animals. So I went back for my own knowledge and curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay, what does God really say about eating animals?
Mm-hmm.
So I went all the way back to Genesis.
Okay.
That's where everything started.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the first sin committed by Eve when she ate of the forbidden fruit.
Yeah.
And gave it to her husband Adam.
Mm-hmm.
And they ate. God cursed the ground. Now, when God does something, generally, it doesn't change. If God says, this is what I did, he doesn't change it.
Right.
So if the ground is cursed, why on earth would you want to eat from the ground, the foods that come from it? Now, I also, they also say that, God, knows all. Before anything even happens, God already knows what's going to happen. So I think, in my personal opinion, and this is a personal opinion,
Sure.
I think God had some mercy on humanity. And when he created ruminant animals, they were able to filter out all of the poisons from eating plants.
Mm-hmm.
And then putting it into their body, it was healthy for them, but then we consume them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's healthy for us. Now,
Right.
when it comes to Noah's Ark, you know the story of Noah's Ark.
Sure. Sure.
The animals that were brought on board, it says in Genesis, it is there. I think it's chapter 9, verse 3, if I'm not mistaken. The animals are to be used for food. And it says it very clearly. These are to be food for you.
Mm-hmm. Well,
So
that's
when it comes
pretty
to
clear.
religion, when it comes to religion and God, it's like, okay, God says this, God says that, blah, 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 blah. And even with the offerings of Cain and Abel, because, Cain killed his brother Abel.
Right.
He was jealous. Abel put up a sacrifice to God, and it was burnt offerings of animal flesh, and God enjoyed the aroma. God liked it.
Mm-hmm.
And Cain, he gave him offerings of wheat and different plants from the ground, and God wasn't as happy with that. So it's like, okay, wait a minute. Okay, if it's good enough for God, it's definitely good enough for me.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went delving even further, like things that Dr. Anthony Chaffee has talked about. The average human is designed to live 120 years
Right.
without major medical problems.
Right.
Sans any accidents or what for,
Right. Sure.
So I went back and looked further, and that's actually in the Bible with the 120-day lifespan of humans. And it's like, wow, I did not know that.
Right.
So there is my delve into God, the Bible, and religion for right now.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry,
I
tried to keep it short.
It's okay. I love hearing different people's viewpoints on things and how they understand things. And even if maybe somebody else watching this doesn't agree, at least they can hear the information and combine it in their minds with the information they have and maybe have a different outcome.
Exactly. And I'm not out to push my religion on anybody.
Sure.
I believe the way I believe.
Right.
You believe the way you believe, they can believe the way they want to believe.
Yeah.
It's not just like with food. It's not for anyone, stay in your own lane. It's not for
Right.
anyone to tell you what to do.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
not for me to tell
exactly.
you what to do. It's not for someone else to tell you what to do. And it's not for you to tell someone what to do.
Right.
It's your body. You're going to do what is right for your own body according to what is right for you.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Thank you. That's good.
Well, absolutely.
I hope our conversation helps somebody out there.
Right. Hey, even if it starts a conversation, it's doing
Yeah.
something, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So,
Oh,
yeah. Were you say something
and
else?
this that I wear around my neck,
Oh,
this
you mean,
is it's either an arrowhead or a spearhead. I'm not sure,
okay.
but I wear this for a symbolism when I went carnivore, that to remind me that we come from hunters. We hunt animals, we eat animals. And
Right.
this is that symbol that I
Sure.
use.
Oh, I love that. I might have to do that. I like some symbology also. And like I
Timu,
am
$1.89.
I'm part very small part American Indian, and so therefore that's why I say I can eat so much meat because that's what they did. They ate a lot of meat and they lived
Absolutely.
long lives. Long lives. Maybe I'm not the
Long
color, but I've
lives.
got the hair. I've got the American Indian hair.
That's awesome. Now, when you were talking earlier about trying to stick to BBBE, beef, butter, bacon, eggs,
Yeah.
don't forget the ass. Never forget the ass and small seafood. It
And
makes it
small
easier.
seafood. Yeah, that's true. I am gonna wash my sardines and I don't know what mackerel is called here, so I will figure that out and see if I can find some mackerel and try it out. All
It's
right.
actually pretty good. I enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
Can you eat it directly out of a can like sardines?
You can actually.
Oh, okay. Good. I'll have to look into that. I think that our time is up. I'm so sad.
Okay. I know. I could talk to you forever. You're awesome. You're easy to talk to.
Oh, thank you. So are you. And
But we'll be talking again in the future.
we will for sure. I think we're doing a live stream sometime in August with Nicole and the gang. We
That'd
gotta
be
I think it's on
awesome.
the 20th. I think it's on the 20th. And there you go. There you go.
Just let me know. You
I
guys don't
will.
forget me. Let me
I
know.
won't. Well, totally. Don't worry. The more the merrier. All right.
Absolutely.
So I am going to end this, but I'm going to try not to kick you out. 1 second. Finally said, because I used to do this correctly, and then the last times I am just like kicking people out. Oh,